So we're in this room.
For Nuri's salve of healing, I need to mix ground-up whirlweed with salve fat. Salve fat. I can only pray that the Lady Perina will allow the use of simple grease just this once.
I need to find some grease and stuff.
I tried everything. I asked Herzinda clerics, stole magic books from the school, made pacts with witches. Nothing and nobody can restore the power
Slow
of the
down, I just had
artifact. And anyway,
lunch, Alex.
Nuri's old body is lost forever. I hope this far he will keep his promise.
I'm doing this for YouTube, so don't matter too much.
Ho ho, Nuri. I, King Chestnut, bid you good evening.
Good evening, King Chestnut.
Why so sad, my lovely?
I don't know. Right now, I just want to sleep.
Oh, that's a very wise idea. It's so wise that I hereby officially appoint you to be my Minister of Sleep.
Oh, thank you, dear King.
You have earned this title honestly.
Okay, that's a bit weird.
Do you like your new bird tree?
Yes. Garon, why must there be a
That's cool, man.
fairy again before we can leave
I'll probably
here?
play some
Because
tomorrow.
that's what you are. A fairy, not a raven. And Giacomo says we need to hurry about changing you back. He says that a fairy soul is a tender thing. Who knows what'll happen if it stays in the wrong body for too long. And it's much easier for me to protect you here than it would be on the road. If only you would let me protect you.
Right. Look at the books.
I'll take them back during my next break-in.
Oh, you're at work tomorrow. That sucks. Oh, I got some whirlwind.
Nothing in there that could help Nuri.
Pepper.
It's filled with magic fairy water from Nuri's cave. Do you miss your family, Nuri? The fairy queen and king?
A little, but I prefer not to look back. The animals and plants of this world are my family now.
That accursed harp. If it hadn't been for that, you'd still be yourself.
I don't want to think about that. It was so horrible.
Acid harp.
By Travia, it's all greasy.
Put that in there.
First, I have to grind up the herbs somehow. I need a firm base for grinding up the herb.
Okay. Where's the base gonna?
You'll have to go back in there tomorrow, I'm afraid. At least until you can fly again. Otherwise, the Andergastrians will see that I'm traveling with a talking raven on my shoulder, and we'd be facing an angry mob again in no time. Useless undergrowth. I'll throw it out tomorrow.
Okay.
If I pull on this, I'll tear the whole curtain. I can barely keep up with the repairs as it is. The skulls hail back to Gwynling's time.
They're disgusting. Why don't you take them down?
We need to keep up appearances. If anyone notices that I no longer catch birds and live with a talking raven instead, they'll burn us alive.
But you saved them all. You ought to let them know.
The bird catcher a hero? They'll all laugh at me. Anyway, I don't care what those idiots think of me.
But if they thought well of you, your life would be good.
Nuri, my life has been good. It was good to travel with you. It's enough for me that you know what we did.
Right.
No, I need to take care of Nuri.
Okay, fine. In there. Okay. Bird bath.
Ah, I can grind up the herb with the knife handle. There.
Alright.
I can't grind up the herb any finer.
Okay,
I
pick it
can't
up.
get it out of there with my bare hands.
You like a pot or something?
Maybe it'll work this time. No, it's hopeless. The artifact will remain broken forever.
Okay, fine. Screw you then. need the pot.
By Travia, it's all greasy.
Nothing that we can pick up. Use the knife on the curtain.
I'll cut out a rag.
Right, now we've got a rag.
I still need some fat.
Oh, then.
The rag's now covered in fat.
Right, and then backward.
Perina, please let this fat be enough for Nuri's wound. It's all I have.
Put the salve on you.
There. And next, we'll make you a fairy again.
Did you meet the man?
Yes, I don't know if I can trust him though. But if Giacomo's right, then soon everything will be like it used to be. You will be as tall as a human again, and together we'll travel across Aventuria and have one adventure after another.
When do you think I'll be able to fly again?
Let's see how your wound is doing tomorrow. Maybe we can go and practice a little.
Fine. Sleep well, Garon.
Sleep well, and don't worry. Soon everything will be as it was.
As it was.
As the stone over the scarab, so rules the scarab over the stone. Enter if to you the answer is known. If not, then forever your life I'll own.
Chapter 2. That was a cool little chapter.
And again, this time you can do it.
I don't know.
Don't be discouraged. Think about something nice. Think about...
Chapter 1 complete. Something nice. First thing.
Remember the orcs and how I had to distract them. Wasn't that exciting?
They were eating so peacefully. And then you sent them off to war, just to get rid of them.
They were orcs. Orcs are always going off to war. But all right. Do you remember?
Our first meeting.
Think about the first time we met. You lived in a lonely cave for years, and together we found a way to finally free you. And all the things you've seen since then.
The first thing I saw were people who wanted to kill me.
Yes, but you've also seen nice things. Nuri, you must have one nice memory. Do you remember...
Do you remember? Our last night by the
The
campfire.
night we spent together in the Brinask marshes. You wanted to enter a bond of love with me.
Yes, that was nice. But you lied to me before that.
I wanted to save you. If I told you the truth, you wouldn't have come with me. Anyway, I still like to think about it. It's time you become a fairy again. Do you remember how happy and carefree you used to be?
Of course I remember. That makes me even sadder.
Come on, that's enough for today.
Do I have to go back in the cage?
Unfortunately, yes. With a pet raven on my shoulder, the Andergastrians will immediately take me for a warlock again. I'm glad those days are over.
Oh well.
On the way back, let's stop by Fire's tent. He has such a carefree manner. I'm sure he'll raise your spirits.
Garon?
Yes?
I want to be like I was in former times too. But I don't know how. So much has happened.
We'll manage somehow.
This is really weird. We got turned into a...
This is where we met for the first time.
You were trying to catch me like a bird.
How was I to know you'd be so big and so stubborn?
You're a fine one to talk.
You're right. Even if we don't have a whole lot in common, we can certainly agree on that.
Can't walk over there. Nothing else. Do the campground. Who's this lady here?
Who are those people?
These statues scare me.
They look like the pillars from Fire's Tale, only with faces. Hey there.
I am.
What's going on?
Oh shit.
Master Bodiak?
This man is disturbing my investigation. Talk to him. Send him away. I have no time for this sort of thing.
I'm sorry, but the School of Arcane Combat of Andergast has closed off this area until further notice. You should go home.
What happened here?
A mob from the city wanted to chase a traveling merchant out of the country, and this is what became of them. Ta-da! Ancient Tulamide pillars with an Andergastrian core. No trace of the merchant.
He disappeared?
Yep, now
Damn.
shoo. Otherwise the same thing might happen to you too.
Everything's cursed. Fahi was our best chance to heal you.
But isn't he evil? Didn't he petrify those people?
Nuri, that was an Andergastrian lynch mob. Had I been able, I would have turned them into stone too. He must have left a trace around here somewhere. I'd better find it before the mages from the School of Arcane Combat do. Otherwise, we'll be right back where we started.
Okay.
How many attackers were there? Watch it, lad. I got sharp eyes.
Have you? Have you now?
Hands off! This zone is restricted.
Okay.
What did the mage look
Hey,
like?
anybody in there?
She can't hear a thing. And if you keep yelling like that, neither can I. So, please.
Okay. Let's go round the clearing now. Haha, I'm here.
Hey, that rope is there for a reason.
Okay. What's this?
He's too far away. Hey, is there any trace of the merchant?
Indeed there is. He's carrying a double kunchuma which he uses to slice up every little pain in the neck that comes along.
What? How do you know that?
I can see it. He's standing behind you, grinning. No, we still don't know anything. Now please go away. Otherwise I'll be in even more trouble.
From
Right.
what direction did the attack come?
Yuri?
Garon, I can't fly again yet.
I know, Nuri. Just rest. I can do it by myself.
I can't.
Look, your necklace with the fairy water. You got used to living without it pretty quickly.
I'm not a fairy anymore, so I don't need fairy water.
What did the mage look like?
What happened to my frames? Are they bad?
I'm not going to destroy this. It belongs to Nuri.
Can't repair that. Repair the
Better
How
not.
many
That girl
attackers
is
were
watching
there?
out the corner of her eye.
Okay. Go back.
What did the mage look like?
If these really are petrified people, I need to be careful with my spell. Nothing happened. Obviously, it's neither breakable nor broken.
Funny though, I got a kill with that new gun already. Yeah, that new gun is sick.
I
That's
don't
too
hear a
sturdy.
thing. Not a single thought.
If these really are Not as long as that mage is near. If these really are...
Damn it.
I don't need magic.
Can we go back?
I'm not going back until I know where Fahi went.
Hands off! This zone is restricted. From what direction did the attack come?
Are you asking me?
Oh, he's still here. Brider, I expect more martial severity.
Alright, get her over and
See
then...
to it that he goes away. I can't understand a word this way.
Beat it.
Hit
All
it.
right. But first, I have to find out what happened to
The
Fahi.
spirit must have been petrified as well.
Damn it. I thought I could get round to her, but... Oh.
What did the mage look like?
That exceeds my powers.
Alex, use my power. What have we got? Got a knife. Cut the barrier.
Better not. That girl... I can take better care of her in the cage.
She looks nice.
I know, but we can't rely on that.
It looks nice. Or maybe I can give the necklace to...
Why should I? I'd rather keep that for myself.
Okay, very
The
not.
spirit must have been petrified as well.
He's too far away. I'm too far away for that. I'm too far away for that.
We're chatting and I can't...
From what direction did the attack come?
If I want to get to the clearing, I'll have to distract her somehow.
Okay. Maybe I can use the bird as a distraction.
The spirit must have been petrified as well.
He's a funny fellow.
Only as long as he doesn't see that I have a talking raven with me.
Garon, I can't fly again yet.
I know, Nuri. Just rest. I can do it by myself. I can take better care of her and... Nuri could pretend to be the petrified one in front of the mage, but her voice isn't deep enough.
The voice isn't deep enough.
Psst! Nuri, can you do me a favour? Distract the mage. Hop behind the statue and talk to him. He'll think you're the petrified woman.
Shall I tell him about King Chestnut and the turnip ghosts?
No, just answer his questions.
What questions and what should I say?
Listen.
How many attackers were there?
11 to 15.
11 to 15.
What did the mage look like?
Crocus coloured.
He wore a crocus-coloured brooch on his left breast.
How do you know all that?
I don't know anything. I'm just guessing.
From what direction did the attack come?
From behind.
You were ambushed. It came from behind.
And in what direction did they depart?
Into the forest.
Into the
Hey, Finky.
forest. Can you remember all that?
I think so.
Can you play
What
now?
a waste of time. It appears the spirit of these peasants has been extinguished once and for all.
Well, okay, just the interback. Do I have to? That makes it sad.
Ha! I have contact.
What did she say?
Shh.
Do you need help taking notes?
No, the report isn't difficult. I can memorize it.
Talking to him is hopeless.
What?
Watch it, lad.
Nuri, tell the mage something else. When he asks how many attackers there were, tell him... It was just one. If he wants a description of the mage, tell him...
So, Finky, this is... I can't remember what it's called. Memoria.
He had a little monkey on his shoulder. Tell him the attack came from... It came out of the tent, and the attackers fled...
To the northwest?
to the northwest. Can you remember all that?
Yes, that's easy.
Okay, let's see if that works.
The statement has changed.
Notes?
No, the report isn't difficult. I can memorize it.
What? What clues do we have then?
If I want to get to the clearing, I'll have to distract her somehow.
There's 3 attackers. 1 mage.
Talking to him. Nuri, tell the mage something else. When he asks how many attackers there were, tell him...
Countless.
Say you were overrun. If he wants a description of the mage, tell him... It was too foggy. You couldn't see anything. Tell him the attack
It's definitely
came
not too
from...
foggy then.
You were ambushed. It came from behind, and the attackers fled. You couldn't tell. Can you remember all that?
Yes, that's easy.
How am I supposed to know this?
Yet another new story.
Notes?
No, the report isn't difficult. I can memorize it.
What happened here? What happened here?
What happened here?
Nuri,
How the fuck am I
when
supposed
he
to know?
asks how many attackers there were, tell him... 11 to 15. If he wants a description of the mage, tell him... He wore a cloak. Tell him the attack came from... It came from the northeast, and the attackers fled... to the northwest. Can you remember all that?
Only just.
Only just. Okay, so we might be getting there.
Yet another new story.
Notes?
No, the report isn't difficult. I can memorize it.
Okay, one of them's different.
Nuri. When he asks how many...
11 to 15.
11 to... If he wants a description of the mage... He wore a crocus-coloured brooch on his left. Tell him the attack... It came from... And the attack... to the northwest. Can you remember all that?
What was he wearing again?
A crocus-coloured brooch on his left breast.
Then let's go.
Yeah, so I think you're supposed to, like, confuse them.
Thanks, Nuri. You're a big help.
Yet another new story. They came from the northwest and then went where? Ryder, what are you? I can't remember all this by myself.
Brighter.
That'll keep them busy for a while.
Perfect. Alright. Go around the clearing. Now we can actually get through this little barrier here.
It's firmly in place. There's a lock on it.
Lock on it.
Why?
Why? Because I told you to.
I can still sense life within him. Creepy. If these really are...
Okay, no. Not doing anything. Go into the tent.